All right, so as you guys know, there's this guy on CNN. He's a, Republican contributor. His name is Scott Jennings, and he is just the douchiest prick I've ever seen in my life. He's so smug. He's up there with like Ted Cruz levels of smugness. Got the most punchable face you've ever seen. Just oozes this fake sense of superiority, this holier-than-thou attitude. And meanwhile, literally his whole job description is like, let me suck the nuts and huff the farts of Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. Like, that's what he does. That's it. That's his whole fucking job description. So look, CNN, in my opinion, is honestly a disgrace even for having this guy on the panel. You shouldn't have this guy on the panel. He's a fucking joke. He's pathetic. So Cam Caskey, of course, he was running for a seat in Congress in New York in one of the busier districts. He actually just decided to drop out the other day to focus on activism. And that kind of sucks because I wanted to see Cam win that seat, and I supported him. We had him on Crystal Kyle and Friends. But he was on this CNN panel talking to Jennings, and not only Cam, but there's also somebody else on the panel that ends up wiping that fucking smug-ass smirk right off his face. So let's take a look.
Listen, you can't say illegals anymore because ICE is directly targeting legal citizens of this country, and
That's a fact. That's a fact, by the way.
How are you going to enforce your edict on me, just out of curiosity?
Listen, I understand.
Well, he's saying you're saying things that are factually untrue. So to the extent that you care that you're saying things that are factually untrue, you shouldn't say it's illegals anymore, because it's not. That's his point. You know that's his point, but since you're a fucking asshole, you decide to respond like this.
Listen, I understand.
But just listen to his point about illegals.
No, I want to know why he gets to
It's
instruct
not, you're
my
changing the
speech.
topic.
Hang on.
I want to know.
You're making a point
making an
about
emotional
people being
plea.
arrested. Go
I
ahead.
understand that your job is predicated on just getting increasingly more demented every single week, and that the audience comes back to see if perhaps you'll get...
Make your point.
My point is that you're saying the word illegals, but
it's in
you
federal
don't
law.
even really know what's happening. Or actually, I think you do, and
Sure
you're
I
just
do.
doing this on purpose. But
Yes,
the truth
because
is,
I want the law enforced.
they are not just targeting illegal immigrants. They are targeting natural-born U.S. citizens.
They are not.
That is a fact. You
They are
cannot
not.
deny that. I mean, you can on national television.
They
You
are
deny
not.
facts all the time.
They
You've
are
done it a
not.
couple times in this very episode.
I still want to know how you're going to enforce your language
God's
edicts on
sakes.
me.
We'll take that up.
How are we going to enforce it?
We're going to take that up at the break. Coming up.
So my question for CNN is, why have him on when he's lying, he knows he's lying, and he repeats it anyway? What's the point? Are you now saying to the world you are okay with lying? Is that what you're saying? Because we have mountains of evidence as tall as Mount Everest that what Cam is saying there is 100% true, and what he's saying there is 100% false. And if the person who's running the panel isn't going to step in to say, hey man, you're just wrong, don't say that, then what are we doing here? What are we doing here? We're creating a fucking nihilistic both sides factory where there is no truth. They're feeding into this right-wing postmodernist society that we now live in where there's a moral collapse. Nobody knows what's moral and nobody knows what's true. Let's not do that. So CNN should fucking fire this guy immediately. He shouldn't be on that fucking panel. But understand who he's defending. He's defending the ICE Gestapo thugs who have done mass kidnappings and abductions and human traffickings. They're blowing off court orders. They're not giving people due process. 40 people have died in their custody in just Trump's second term. There are literal criminals that are joining ICE. They're assaulting innocent people like senior citizens and tear-gassing babies. They're arresting people who are fucking, as they said, not even undocumented, never mind, not undocumented or criminal. And here he is with his fucking disgusting ass face on, but we're not done because we also have this one. Yet again, Cam lays the smackdown.
He's basically playing Risk because people hurt his feelings, or people ostensibly hurt his feelings. So I am appreciative that the president is being transparent about this. I would love it if he was more transparent about the human sex trafficking network that he was a part of, but you can't win them all.
Cameron's grateful that the president is being transparent about the Nobel Peace Prize and his desires for Greenland. Scott, what do you think about that?
You going to let that sit? Are we going to claim here on CNN that the president is part of a global sex trafficking ring? Or
Yes, he is. All of the evidence says that. I cannot stand this motherfucker. He just repeats the, are you going to let that true thing that was said escape by? Why wouldn't they? It's fucking true. I, unlike him, actually went through not just the Epstein files, the 1% that were released, even though they need to release 100% of it, against the law, by the way, that they haven't released all of them. I also went through the Epstein emails, shit that this guy didn't do or did, and then came out here and lied yet again about it. Yes, Donald Trump was literally best friends with Jeffrey Epstein for a fucking decade. That's a fact. Epstein is on tape saying that, and here you, is there gambling in this establishment? Are you saying that he was part of the sex trafficking ring? He absolutely fucking was. He was on Epstein's plane 8 times that we know of. He went to his fucking island. The first time Trump and Melania had sex was allegedly on the Lolita Express. That's Epstein's plane. Trump and Epstein shared a girlfriend. He also passed off a 20-year-old girl to Trump in 1993. Trump wrote that fucking creepy love letter to him. Trump offered Epstein a job in his first term. Epstein learned human trafficking from Trump's modeling agency, teenage modeling agency. Don't sit there and act like, what are you talking about? What do you mean, what are we talking about? We actually are familiar with the evidence that has come out, and you're not, or again, you're just fucking lying. CNN, why do you have this guy on the panel? This guy should be fucking fired. You guys should call CNN and email CNN and tell them to fire this son of a bitch, because he's a fucking liar. This isn't a free speech issue if you're just a liar. It's not a free speech issue. Your job is to go out there and fucking mislead for the pedophile, war criminal, rapist president, and that's exactly what it is.
You gonna let that sit? Are we gonna claim here on CNN that the president is part of a global sex trafficking ring, or?
Well,
I mean,
we're going to talk about the Epstein file. Scott, I will do the fact checking as we go along here. Repeat what you said about the global sex trafficking ring.
That Donald Trump was provably very involved with it.
Okay, we'll get to that later. I mean, Donald Trump has never been.
Oh, here comes the CNN both sides idiot. Donald Trump was never charged.
Donald Trump has never been charged with any crimes in relation to Jeffrey Epstein. But
let's be adults here.
We'll talk about Epstein
let's
files.
Be serious.
Satisfied?
Oh, God, I hate CNN so much. Technically, he hasn't been charged by his own Justice Department for the crimes that we just uncovered. Meanwhile, we have the fucking Katie Johnson tape that just came out, or, that we covered on the show recently. Meanwhile, we have a limo driver in Dallas who says Trump talked to Epstein on the phone and casually referenced abusing girls. Meanwhile, we have the FBI intake forms, which talk about a girl that Trump raped named Dusty in the year 2000 from Oklahoma, and she was found with her fucking head blown off. Okay? They're just going to fucking bury all... No, nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here at all. Oh, what's that? There were 10 co-conspirators that the government lied about that were part of Epstein's trafficking ring, and we don't know their names, and they're hiding them? Weird. What's that? They only release 1% of the files when they're legally required to release all of them, and they still have only released 1%? Weird. It is insane, the stuff that we learned, and they're just acting like none of it's out there. God, I hate the Republicans so much, and I hate the both sides factory CNN. This, whatever his fucking name is, the guy's John Berman or whatever his name is, the guy that's running this panel, what a fucking disgrace he is. But here we go. Now we have Lee McGowan, also known as PoliticsGirl. She also laid the smackdown on this smug motherfucker and wipes the look off his face. Watch.
They should follow the law, but let's not get our knickers in a twist here.
Let's not get our knickers in a twist over child rape.
Get him. I love it.
Knickers in a twist here.
Let's not get our knickers in a twist over child rape. Why are you talking like that? It's insane.
Look at his face. Are you trying to be the most smug man that has ever existed? Are you trying to be the most unlikable man that has ever existed? Who makes a face like that? Bro, look at his face. What is this face? What is that? A face only a mother could love is what that is.
Why are you talking like that? It's insane. It's insane. The Epstein Files is
insane?
A multinational, multi-generational child and woman sex trafficking ring. So your attitude right now, you're...
And by the way, sorry to interrupt here, but that has now been proven in the sense that there are actual text messages with Epstein where he describes buying and selling girls like it's fucking cars or groceries or some shit. They do the she weighs this much, she's this tall, she's from this country. He was caught with a dozen passports of underage girls. There is no longer a question as to what was going on here. There was a sex trafficking ring, and he also had connections to intelligence agencies. All factual.
Multi-generational child and woman sex trafficking ring. So your attitude right now, you're sort of shucks, devil begun, is just horrifying to me. Every woman in the world that is watching this Why are you acting like you have no idea what's happening here? Scott, this is...
He asked me a question about following the law.
Yes, and what I'm
I said they
saying
should
to you
follow
is
the
your
law.
attitude. Yeah, and they're not following the law. They're 30 days late on following law, and they didn't explain why they redacted the first things in the first place, which they were also supposed to do.
I know.
Listen,
you
at
have
this
a strong
point, this is
opinion
not...
about it, and
I have a strong
respect that.
opinion about it because it is a
But I think they should-
disgusting
I think they should do it
policy
as
that they are
fast as
doing
they
this.
can.
They are hiding it. It is not the behavior of innocent people, and everything that is in these files it could bring an entire house down. And if it has to, it has to. If it brings down Democrats, bring them down. If it brings down Republicans, bring them down. If it brings down princes, world leaders, Hollywood people, bring them down. But what it feels like right now is that there's a giant cabal of people that do not have to listen to the law, do not have to oppose the law, and they were supposed to do something, then they didn't do something, and now they're trying to have a new law that says we don't even have to do it.
And what's really...
Absolute destruction. Mortal Kombat flawless victory. He's sitting there looking like Michael Knowles' bitch ass right now. Oh my God. Oh my God. Shout out to Cam Caskey. Shout out to Lee McGowan. Phenomenal job there. CNN, yet again, I'm going to repeat it. Look, if you want to have on a reasonable conservative who at least accepts certain elements of reality and is willing to acknowledge certain facts that exist, that's one thing. You want to invite on some like libertarian who sometimes criticizes Trump but sometimes agrees with him or whatever, that's one thing, right? But all you have on, the right-wingers are literally all hacks. They're all lying hacks who are propagandists, who are playing a game. Why have them on? What's the point? And they never learned that lesson. They think somehow this gives them more legitimacy to be a fucking false equivalence and a both sides factory. Fuck that. Fuck that. If we only allowed on honest right-wingers, there'd be literally zero fucking right-wingers. And you know what? Maybe the world would be a much better place in that scenario, wouldn't it?
Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.